Where we are sitting right now is literally just a couple of parking spaces from the rodeo arena. So let's talk rodeo. Welcome Steve Adams from the Diamond Fork Riding Club.
Welcome. I like him already. He's given me the ottomans. My short legs fit.
She needed to sit back in the chair. Feet didn't touch the ground, so give her an ottoman.
Well, you never stop preparing, but this is like Christmas in July, right?
It is. It is. Yeah, we start preparing right after the end of the rodeo the following year.
Right.
The other years, and it's a really good event, and because of all the help that we get from the riding club and the city and a lot of other volunteers, it's one of the top rodeos.
Absolutely.
And if you want to talk top rodeos, it's one of the top 10 payout rodeos in the nation.
Well, yeah, and the cowboys love it, not just for the payout, but they say Spanish Fork does the best job of taking care of them.
Yeah, we do. We feed them breakfast, we feed them dinner while they're here, and then what also brings them here is the two other rodeos in this state that are going on at the same time. So the cowboys can do a one stop and hit 3 rodeos and get 3 payouts, and we're one of the higher payouting rodeos, so it's a good event to have.
No wonder they all love to come here, because that would be nice if you're pulling all those animals, spending that kind of money to hit 3 rodeos in a week.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It really is, and you know they spend a lot of time on the road, and if you think about going, 600 miles from one rodeo to another, or 50 miles from one rodeo to another, it makes sense on the animals, on your equipment, on your body, and definitely on your pocketbook.
So I want to hear about, how does that week look for you guys?
Oh, it's super busy. We have all kinds of events going on. We get not only the rodeo itself, but there's slack before and after.
And explain what slack is.
So slack is, there's only so much time during the rodeo that you can have the cowboys do their event. And so you can only pick, say, 10 or 15 cowboys to rope, but there's 30 or 40 cowboys here that want to rope. So the slack, or those that don't get to go in the main show, will do their event at another time other than the time of the rodeo.
So like in the morning, they're out there in the arena?
Yeah, 10 o'clock on every day except for the 24th, and on Saturday this year, that's Extreme Bulls. And so every day,
so they're competing, even though
for
there's
the same,
not a big crowd.
Right.
Okay.
It's a great show. It's free.
So, anyone can go to that?
Anybody can go there, sit in the shade, bring your soda.
We should start selling slack tickets for
slack tickets.
Let's talk
thinking.
I'm saying for free. Do they win a prize, the slack?
Oh yeah, they're competing for the same money.
Oh my goodness.
So I would have guessed that during slack, they're the ones who, you won, or you went up to the next spot, and whoever did the best that day now goes out at night?
Goes to the show, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Because otherwise that would be, you'd be more nervous if you don't have to compete with the crowd. Someone doesn't have to compete, and then somebody else does with the crowd.
So
I don't know.
The best of the slack goes out at night.
Yeah, typically. There's some modifications in the event that say that cowboy needed to have both of them at this time because he's going to be in the rodeo in Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
So there's some concessions that they will make, but typically if you win the slack, then they want you in the show.
Okay.
So you're doing slack events?
Yeah, and the slack events, as far as the 10 o'clock show, are the tie down roping and the team roping, and then after the show there is another slack, and that's for the ladies to do barrels. And you can, if you stayed in your seat just a little bit longer, you'd see 15, 20 girls running the barrels.
Okay, so does that go to mid-afternoon?
No.
Or lunch?
No, the 10 does go to noon.
Okay.
Or 1, but the after show for the barrels, it's maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
Depending on how
kind of all day.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a long day.
And then you guys are prepping the arena. What else goes into
prepping the arena comes under Nick Hanks and his staff, Jackson, and there's a couple, 3 others in there that they do a fabulous job. We worked with them just the other night on making sure all the seats were safe and tightening down bolts and nuts and what have you, but they're a good crew, and they are in charge of working the arena with the tractor. And we've actually this rodeo has received the best footing award from the Barrel Racers Association several times over.
That's pretty prestigious, I
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah,
to
yeah.
get
You
that.
really try for that, and you know, it's for the safety of the horse, and for the speed of the girl. So it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But I know after the rodeo, you guys just don't say goodnight and go home.
No.
You go meet.
Yeah, yeah. Typically, we have an, if you want to call it, an after-action briefing after, where we try to learn from our mistakes and improve on those things that we need to, and then see what we did well and try to do that again the next time.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I have another question. This year, well, last year, July 25th, 2023, we put the tickets online and it's sold out within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So now you guys have decided tickets will not go on sale for 2025 until April 2nd at
Correct.
9 a.m.
Right.
And I already have had someone ask me why that decision. I told her a couple of things, but tell me maybe what really.
And maybe you know better than I, but the things that come to my mind, the things that have been spoken about, the 25th, if it were a couple of years ago when we had the problem, I can't remember what day the 25th was, but it would typically go on right at midnight, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody from the city is working at midnight. Nobody can help them if they had a problem at midnight.
If the system crashes.
If the system
people are
crashes, nobody's going to be, they're going to be frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And that could have been on a Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday, they're getting more frustrated. This way, the second, could even start on April Fool's Day if they wanted, right? and sell them then. But on the second, they're going to have all of the IT people here for the city available, can help answer questions, and hopefully if there's an issue, they can address it right then, and hopefully the customer service will be a lot higher and a lot better. And waiting to that time frame, I know that the city's going to push out information saying on Instagram or Facebook
Right.
or through SFCN that this is your day. Be prepared. 9 o'clock. You don't have to stay up all night and wait
It's so
for
nice because you want to enjoy the rodeo, and I think that was a tricky part for us too.
Yeah.
We'd sometimes enjoy it so much we'd forget to get on and get our tickets.
Yeah.
Then in the morning I was like, oh, the grandstands are gone.
Yeah.
And I think
So-
this last year they did open up at 8 or 9, but it went fast.
Yeah.
I think also when you're planning a year in advance, you don't know your schedule. So a lot of people go in and buy 50 tickets for a family of 8,
Yeah.
but they really don't know what nights they're going to go, and then they try and sell them off. So I think by April, most of us know
Have their
what
schedules.
night
Yeah.
we're
I
going
think
to
that's
be.
wise too.
Wow.
What night will be
Yeah,
available?
and then all of our
what's
sponsors,
working.
we need to know, like, okay, who is a sponsor? They get so many tickets, and when you're selling them just the very next day, that was hard to get ahead of who needs what
Yeah.
before the public.
Holding those
Oh, yeah.
those back for
Well, the
sponsors.
third-party resellers trying to sneak on there too.
Yes.
Yes.
They still will.
And I had somebody ask me in the city about, they felt like, could residents of Spanish Fork have first dibs on buying them? Like, is
Have a
that even
code or
possible to
We
do
should,
that?
you know.
We talked about
That's
that at
another
the
thing we
city
should do,
council.
Stacy.
I know- No, we talked
Some
about it.
people
'cause-
that live here are like, I live here and I can't even get tickets
Yeah.
to the rodeo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly.
Tricky.
You could use a utility
Tricky.
bill number easily. I just don't know if
we
if
can do
that's
it.
the route we want to go yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's for
And
There's
there's
still-
a
another
lot
year.
to think about
There's
there,
still
but-
time to think about it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a hot ticket and number one and one of the top 10 in the nation, right?
Yeah.
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 So-
yeah.
Rest up, because you're going to get busy real soon.
Yeah, I
Somebody
know.
give him a Coke and some
I know.
some
There you go,
energy
right?
drink.
Yeah, it better be an energy drink.
And he's going to need one of these when
Yes.
he's done to put his
Yeah.
feet
And
up.
But honestly,
air-conditioned
that,
room.
although you're saying I will, it's a big
group.
team.
Yeah,
a
group
big
effort.
team. I mean, we've got 50 or 60 active members in the club, and typically we get most of them out to help and do the work, and they're all lifting their share. You know,
Yeah.
they're lifting where they stand and making a difference where they are.
What's your favorite part of all of it?
You know, the people. You know, I worked in Spanish for a number of years, and Fiesta days I loved. It was the hardest time that I worked, but also the best time because I got to see so many people and visit with them, and it's an enjoyable time for everybody. Typically, nobody's going around with a scowl on their face.
That's true.
Well, thanks, Steve.
Thank you
The best
so
time
much.
of the year. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you for
You bet.
joining us.
Thank you.